Welcome. Thank you very much for joining us again. We are moving on to question 26 from the last video. Okay, question 26. What must you remember about your hooter? What must you remember about that? Well, it must be heard at least 90 meters. That's option A. Option B, the tone of the pitch of sound may not change. And then that's option C. It must be heard by a hitchhiker. Okay, correct answer is option B. The tone or pitch of sound may not change. Well, something I've noticed in the city of Cape Town is that the tone, pitch, and sound has changed for some of our taxis here. So what you would hear is yeah, something like that, and many other ones that will go. So yeah, that's the story. Everyone is doing their own thing, but when it comes to road rules, it remains solid. Okay, let's move on to question 27. All right, question 27. When you are involved in an accident, you must, okay, option A, report to the police. Option B, stop your vehicle immediately. Option C, write down the particulars of other persons involved. Okay, so to be honest, all these answers are correct. However, the one that is the most important is option B, stop your vehicle immediately. Why must you stop your vehicle immediately? In case your vehicle is badly damaged and it can start a fire, which can cause other catastrophic issues. That's why you need to stop your vehicle immediately. Another reason is that it doesn't appear as if you're running away from the scene. You cannot run away from the scene of an accident. So that's the reason why option B is the most important. Stop your vehicle. All right. So option A will be your next step after you've actually done C. So the sequence that you take when you're involved in an accident is to stop your vehicle immediately. Then you write down the particulars of other people involved in the accident, and then you go and report it to the police. Of course, that's after the whole accident scene has been checked out. Traffic police was there, maybe police officers were there as well. Then you can still go to the police station and report the accident case there. And when you report that case, you'll get a reference number. That's the reference number that you use when you reach out to your insurance for assistance. That's basically the process. All right. If I missed anything, please drop it down in the comment below. Okay, move on to the next question. Question 28. Where may you stop your vehicle? Right? Is it option A, 4.5 meters from a pedestrian crossing? Option B, 4 meters from a tunnel? Or is it option C, 6 meters from a bridge? There's a similar question that we dealt with in the first video of the test series. So you need to stop as far away from a bridge as possible. The reason is because you do not want to be an obstruction to oncoming traffic or be a vehicle that's causing some weight issues on the bridge, depending on the bridge that you're close to. You cannot stop on that bridge unless it's an emergency that you are unable to get yourself out of. Then you can stop on that bridge and seek assistance. But generally, 6 meters or 5 meters or more from a bridge, you may stop your vehicle there. Okay, so let's go to the next question. Question 29. Okay, question 29. When the robot or traffic light is red and the green arrow flashes to the right, what must you do? Is it option A, all traffic must turn right? Option B, pedestrians are allowed to cross? Option C, if you want to turn right, you may proceed. Okay, the correct answer is option C. If you want to turn right, you may proceed. Reason is because the traffic light has red for the people going straight and a green arrow flashing to the right, giving the people that are turning right the right of way. That is why if you want to turn right, you may proceed. Of course, you proceed only when it is safe to do so. When I say that, I mean you do your observation and then you proceed. Okay. Let's move on to the next question, which is question 30. Which of the following are you allowed to do? Is it option A, drive your car on the sidewalk? Option B, move your car backwards only if it is safe to do so? Option C, leave your engine running while filling petrol. Okay, the correct answer here is option B. You can move your car backwards only if it is safe to do so. However, on the freeway, you are not allowed to move your car backwards. In other words, reversing on the freeway as if, okay, no, I missed the turn off. Let me quickly reverse. No. Very dangerous. Do not do that. rather go to the next turn off, make a U-turn on that freeway, take the off ramp, and then around, and then come back again, and then enter your ramp that you missed. That's the best way to do it. Never reverse on the freeway, but in this case, you can move your car backwards only if it is safe to do so on roads that are not freeways. Okay, so if we look at option A is incorrect. You cannot drive your car on the sidewalk. Sidewalks are for pedestrians to use. That is why I explained in a previous video that when you do that, traffic officers are given the right to penalize you for that. Option C, you cannot leave your engine running while filling petrol. Very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. You cannot do that. That can spark a fire. Engine needs to be turned off and then you can fill your petrol. That's how it works. Awesome. Let's move on to the next question. Question 31. For how long is your vehicle's license or clearance certificate valid for? So these are basically the little round discs that you see in the windscreen. These are the vehicle licenses. Okay, so the validity of this is 12 months. So basically every year you need to renew your vehicle's license. This funding is part of the funding that helps the the municipalities to actually take care of the roads. So this is part of it. And of course, many other fees and all those things helps the municipality take care of the roads so that we can keep on using the roads that have less potholes and working traffic lights. So it's basically to help ourselves. That's why you have to renew your vehicle license every 12 months. 90 days doesn't make sense. 21 days doesn't make sense either. The queues will be mad at the municipal buildings. That's why those other answers are not correct. Okay, let's move on to the next question. All right, question 32. When can you park on the sidewalk or pavement? Is it option A, to push your car to a petrol station? Option B, when you stop at a property to open a gate? Option C, when parking after hours? Correct answer is option B, when you stop at a property to open the gate. That's when you can park on a sidewalk or pavement because, of course, you're moving your vehicle in your property. That's the reason why. The other answers are incorrect. You cannot park on the sidewalk to push your car to a petrol station or parking after hours when you park on the sidewalk or pavement. That's not right. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Question 33. Okay. The braking distance of a vehicle is longer when option 1, the road is wet. Option 2, you are traveling at a high speed. Option 3, your vehicle is carrying a heavy load. Right. Is the correct answers option A, 1 and 2, option B, 2 and 3, or option C, all of the above? The correct answer is option C, all of the above are correct. So let's have a look at all of the above. So the first option, the braking distance of a vehicle is longer when the road is wet. That is correct. When the road is wet, your vehicle takes longer to stop because of the fact that the road is wet. And the second one was the braking distance of a vehicle is longer when you are traveling at a high speed. That's correct. The braking distance of a vehicle is longer when you're traveling at a high speed because of inertia or momentum. So your body in physics carries inertia when it moves, and your vehicle carries momentum when it moves. If I'm explaining it incorrectly there, please do drop a comment and advise on best to explain that. So then the other option was your vehicle is carrying a heavy load. So the braking distance of a vehicle is longer when your vehicle is carrying a heavy load. That's also correct. That's why when you notice truck drivers specifically, they tend to start stopping at a far distance from where they actually have to come to a stop. And they tend to struggle to stop compared to normal vehicles where you can just press brakes and you stop. But with trucks, it's a different story, especially when they're carrying a load. It takes longer for them to stop. And that's why in emergency cases, trucks struggle to stop and they tend to proceed on deviating the situation instead of actually stopping. So that's the reason why your vehicle carrying a heavy load takes longer to stop than a normal vehicle that's not carrying a heavy load. All right, that was our last question for the series. We will be making other questions at a later stage, road signs ones, and many other ones as well to help you prepare for your learner's test. And of course, the extra information we're giving as well on how to take care of your vehicle is also very important to make sure that you get the best of your vehicle and not just get the best of your learner's test and passing it, but also the best of your vehicle when you have the vehicle and you are driving the vehicle. All right. Thank you very much. Please remember to subscribe if you appreciate this content and you appreciate the effort that we put in so that we can get better drivers in South Africa and the rest of the world that uses K53, London, UK, India. We know you are watching and we are super excited that you're with us. US, your driving method is different compared to us. So yeah, we also appreciate your views. Please continue watching if you find this content interesting. If you're between the ages of 25 and above and you don't have a license, man, we're here to help you and get you your license and guide you on also even purchasing your first vehicle. So we've also got some knowledge in that and we can help you there as well. So let's start the conversation. Thank you very much and have yourself a lovely day ahead. Thank you. Bye for now.